After a 2-week hiatus, the drivers of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group, are back at it again for round 13 of the 2021 schedule. And we are live here on LSRTV and CRN Sports for coverage of the Northwest Truck Series and the Tom Denchel 90, presented by the Tom Denchel Automotive Group, here from WeatherTech California, Salinas, California, on your home for sim racing. Good evening. I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside up in Washington in the Pacific Northwest is Greg Ransome in North Carolina, punching the buttons deep in the heart of Texas in Wichita Falls at the LSRTV production studios is Charles Wooten. And Greg, we saw a phenomenal race with also David Polins on the helm of the three-man broadcast crew for the Cup Series. That's an open setup. This is a fixed setup for the trucks. This should be an exciting race. I'm sorry, we're going to flip-flop that. This is an open setup. The Cup Series is a fixed setup. We're going to flip-flop that now. What do you think we'll see, especially like on the corkscrew, the hairpin, the excitement that is the 11 turns that is Laguna Seca?
It's going to be a bit of a different set, the fixed setup aspect on Monday. Yes, it made for some spectacular racing. Far and away, one of the best road course races we've had in the Northwest Racing Series here on LSRTV in pretty much the entire existence of that yet. However, like you mentioned, the open setup aspect of this race is going to change it up, especially right here in the corkscrew. As you know, we know what the drivers are going to be doing basically. Jeff Stabenow told us on Monday, you aim for the oak tree. But with the open setup, each driver has gotten these trucks to where they want it to be. So with that, you're not all on the same setup. You've got the truck where you want it to be. That's going to allow you to drive it more towards your driving style, which is why we typically see cleaner racing in the trucks than the Cup cars, because the drivers are able to get the trucks how they like them. So I'm expecting to see the cream of the cream of the crop rise to the top, if you will, here of the road course guys who know what they're doing setup wise to get their trucks ready to turn it loose for 45 laps tonight.
90 miles, 45 laps here in the Tom Denchel 90 at Laguna Seca. Matter of fact, let's take a look at the bottom left of your monitor and take a look at the Race on Texas race information 411. It is presented by Race on Texas. Don't forget to sign up today to get a Speed Pass account for only $39.99 a month and help support local dirt and pavement short track racing by selecting your home track. 50% of the home track you pick each month. Sign up today in the Arklatex area at raceontexas.com. 30-minute practice, it is done. Drivers meeting has wrapped up. There's qualifying ongoing. The best of 2 laps will set the lineup for 90 miles, 45 laps here at Laguna Seca, also known as WeatherTech Raceway. Sawblade.com weather conditions on the bottom right of the monitor now, and you can see it is 68 degrees outside, virtually ambient temperature again. Wind speed a little breezy at 7-8 miles an hour, and then it's coming back to 7 miles per hour again, so it keeps bumping up and down. Track temp is about 91 degrees, a lot warmer than the ambient temperature. Mostly cloudy sky, sun poking in at a time or two. Greg, what's that going to be like for the drivers in the trucks tonight?
Going to be slipping and sliding. It's not as bad as it was on Monday. Remember on Monday we saw at the start of the race a track 18 degrees versus 91 today. So it's going to be a little bit more grippy to the drivers tonight. That's going to help them, especially with the open setup aspect that we talked about. The added grip that they're going to be experiencing tonight because of the cooler track temp is also going to help them be able to hopefully stay on the track more. It's here of a lot of drivers' days. They were slipping and sliding all over the place. A lot of drivers going off the racetrack multiple times. I don't think you're going to see that as much tonight.
Slip sliding away, in the words of Paul Simon, and that's the way it's going to go. The screw is ready to go as well. So looks like the field is still going. Are they going through the drivers' meeting right now, I believe? Look at the point standings here. As qualifying in the drivers' meeting is still ongoing. About 7 minutes before they get them on the grid for the Team 126 Racing starting lineup. But we also want to show you the point standings presented by Race on Texas. Sean Breitzman, who picked up the win, by the way, in the Cup Series and the Cup points leader. Sean, Also, the Truck Series points leader. He leads the way of Caden Anderson, just back by, 7 points? Then you've got West Jr., Stephen O'Hare, Jeff Stabnow, your top 5, Tyler King, Dennis Moore, Devin West, Briar Reynolds, Robert Campbell, your top 10 in the points right now.
Interesting top 10 for sure, especially with some of the drivers that were threats to. You're seeing them really run up front. You can see the second half of the top 20 right there. John Ottenbacher, Kevin Smith, we talked about him on Monday. What a great job he has done. Judd Wakefield, the rookie, nice season for him thus far. Frank Harris, Steve Paulson, Chris White, Troy Daggett, Dan Lowther, Ray Fournier, one of the Daytona dual winners, and Ryan Bloom, Ryan Bloom had a fantastic, shuffled back on some pit strategy, fought his way back up into a nice finish. However, he's looking for a bounce back tonight.
So there's your top 20 of the point standings. As again, qualifying in the drivers meeting still ongoing here at Laguna Seca. We'll definitely see what driver puts down the best lap, and we'll have it for you when we get ready to go for 90 miles, 45 laps. There's a shot of that corkscrew that, Greg, you really like. You like that corkscrew. There's a lot of exciting parts of the race course. The Andretti hairpin, the sharp chicanes, what we would call corkscrew is a very sharp angle. And like you said, what Jeff Stabnow said in the Cup race on Monday night, you're aiming for the oak tree. You're aiming for the oak tree when you just hold your breath when you go down that hill. And they say it's exactly the same way in reality when you visit that track in Salinas, California.
Definitely going to be unique watching these trucks rip through that corkscrew again. That's my favorite part of this racetrack, but I truly and honestly fell in love with everything about this racetrack on Monday night. Last year, it wasn't on LSRTV, but last year with the Northwest Tour, you know how we do the Cup or the road course challenge every season? We have the 2 road course races one night. This hosted one of them, and I took my late model out for a couple laps this track, and let me say, by about lap 2, I was about done with anything road course related for about 6 months because I was a little upset about how that went. But hey, look it up there in the top left corner, Wesley. That says gridding, which means we're getting ready to go racing here at Laguna Seca WeatherTech Raceway.
They are gridding, and in just a couple of moments, they'll be on course behind that Porsche pace car, the Porsche Carrera pace car, safety car for road course racing. 1 full lap, and then they go racing here. Actually, it looks like they're halfway through the corkscrew, if you will. So they're not going to waste any time. Let's give you your starting lineup. Sean Breitzman is on the pole. Originally from Puyallup, Washington, down from Tucson, Arizona, defending Cup Series champion, winner of the Cup Series here at Laguna Seca on Monday. Robert Gamble, what a qualifying run for him. He's on the outside of row 1 in 54. Row number 2, we'll find Ryan Bloom in the number 25. He got a nice little top 3 race the other night. And Dan West Jr., good to see him back in the 55 from Shelton, Washington, in the number 55 machine. Row number 3, machine to his outside, Billings, Montana. Jeff Stabnow, problems in the car. We'll see what he can do in the truck. He'll start 6th. Row 4 on the grid, Chris White. Winner earlier in the season at Charlotte, the 83 to the outside. B.J. Titrick, the Darlington winner last year in the 72. And to round out your top 10, James Vining, the 333, the Catman. And to his outside, here comes Clifford. Toby Ritters in the 23. There's your top 10 here at Laguna Seca.
Rolling off in the 11th spot will be Carl Burke in the number 53. He had a good run going, and some bad luck struck him about halfway through. Stephen Paulson, Daytona Cup winner this year. He will roll off in 12th. Seems to be focusing more on the trucks this year. John Ottenbacher going to roll off inside row 7 as the field begins to roll. Aaron Cooper, truck number 71, will start alongside him. You'll find James Thurston, good to have him back in the field with Tyler King, Racetrack King. Hey, pace car is in, Wesley. We're getting set to go green here. We're going to have to make this quick. Kevin Smith, Stephen O'Hare, rounding out the top 18. Devin West and Judd Wakefield. Wesley, they're coming to green here as we get to that 20 trucks ready to roll.
Ready to roll, 20 trucks taking the green. We are kicking the asphalt, road course style, corkscrew style, here at Laguna Seca and WeatherTech Raceway on this Wednesday night. Sean Brightsman works his way off turn 11, back down, start, finish. And we are underway. Ryan Bloom with a problem in the 20 Bucker, with an issue also in the 09, or the entry there. Watching him as his truck 89 tonight. He goes back and forth there. Odenbacher had Monday night as well. Robert Gamble in 2. By the way, you see the drivers in green? They are winners on the season and have advanced currently to the playoffs later on in the year. Brightsman, Greg out in front. There goes Gamble in that 54 machine, where between lap 20 and 25 we will have a competition caution. We just do not know when. Between 15 to 25 laps we'll have a competition.
Only one person knows when the caution is, and he's not talking. BJ Tidrick going around in the Superflow entry as they roll. We roll under. We've already had quite a few off tracks, a little more than what I was expecting. I thought our drivers would be able to get the trucks a little bit more to their liking, but still having some struggles in the early. No struggles though for Sean Brightsman in number 46, picking up right where he left off on Monday night with the Cup Series. The win on Monday night, and here once again. But let's talk about a couple drivers up in that top 5. First, second place, Robert Gamble in the number 54. He has seemed to me, Wesley, to know what he's doing on the road course. He's an open wheel guy mainly, joining the Northwest Racing Series for Cup and Truck. Stock car racing he does. He is more of an open wheel guy. What does open wheel primarily do? Road course. So no surprise to see Gamble in the 54 doing well. But let's pick up to our production crew in the truck. Let's pick up the guy in 4th, Paul Newton. Here's why I want to talk about Paul Newton. If you remember, this is the second road course race of the year. The first one, the Daytona road course, it was Paul Newton who picked up the victory at the Daytona road course in the truck. So he's 1 for 1 on the road course this year. He's in the 4th spot right now. And you see that green bar right there signifying that, yes, we're not lying to you. He does have a win this season. It came on the Daytona road course. Can he go 2 for 2 on the lefts and rights tonight?
John Brightsman leading, but there's Paul Newton in his truck number 81, and his Ford F-150 went to victory lane back in the second race of the season at the Daytona Beach road course. He currently sits in the number 4 position, as my colleague Greg Wrench just reiterated on, as he works his way through the S's. Back around into the corner here, the sharp turn. Will then work their way into that final turn before you work into the start-finish line, right through this little angle here between turn 10 and 11. Here's a straightaway. Then they'll make a curve. This left curve will make you onto the front stretch, if you will, here at Laguna Seca. And let's go up on the blimp view presented by All American Pools. Let's watch these two trucks while we're at it. From the top side, turn number 1 and 2. And that is what is known as the Andretti hairpin. They're working their way into turn number 1 to 2 as Devin West goes off track in 5. That is known as the Andretti hairpin. They'll work their way up now to turns number 3 and 4 under the Firestone Bridge, which is right there. There's the bridge to turns number 3 and 4, which then will become another sharp left-hander. Then they'll work their way up the track to turn number 5 under another bridge. Turn 5 will be kind of what you want to call the Ray Hall straightaway, the make-do backstretch, which kind of has a little arcing curve in it, which leads you into turn 6 right there. There's that little chicane curve, if you will. Then that goes into the Ray Hall straight from turn 6 to turn 7. Turn 7 goes to turn 8. Then there's that drop that we know as the corkscrew into turn number 7A to 8A under the Firestone Bridge. Into turn number 9, now known as the WeatherTech Bridge. Turn number 9 will be known as the Rainy Curve. Working through the Rainy Curve, if you want to call it the S's. Through the Weasel, the Snake at turn 10. Final sharp turn and a left-hander at turn 11. And down the front straightaway here to the garage area, to the pit area, and back across the Firestone Bridge to the start-finish line. Greg Rentz, that's a lap around WeatherTech Raceway. We're on lap number 5 here at Laguna Seca.
Such a fun little track to drive, Wesley. So much fun to watch these things rip around. And we talked about it a little bit on Monday. This course typically geared towards sports car racing and vintage racing. We don't get to see full-body stock cars and trucks on this track hardly ever, so this is a treat here on LSRTV to see something of this caliber. Twice in 1 week, we saw the Cup cars on Monday, now the trucks here tonight on Wednesday night. This is a lot of fun to watch these guys do something we don't normally see, and hey, I hope maybe some of the powers that be might be checking this out and thinking, you know, hey, maybe we could do this in real life sometime. Get the big boys and girls to Laguna Seca to turn them loose for a night. I mean, they have been promoting a lot of new road courses, and there's a whole lot more to tap into. This is one of those tracks, Wesley, that I would love to see the big boys hit.
I mean, you see the Laguna Seca track, WeatherTech Raceway used for the NTT Data IndyCar Series. You see them used for IMSA. Rolex Sports Car Racing, so I mean, why not? Exactly. There's Toby Ritters, the number 23 machine, had himself a pretty decent finish at the Cup race on Monday night here at WeatherTech Raceway. He sits currently in the number 7 spot. Bud Wakefield, the Vape Hub number 5 machine, off the pace. Wakefield continues rolling, but he has fell all the way back into the top 20.
So Wakefield trying to make his way back up. We've talked about him a bit, Wesley. He has had a phenomenal rookie year performance-wise. Just hasn't had the finishes that he's been looking for. But I gotta say, I've been very impressed with what he's been able to do there in that number 50. However, the results just haven't been there for him yet, and off to another rough start here. But it's been a rough go for him as we take a look at some drivers a little bit further up in the field. You're looking at Paulison right now, who, looking at that, sits in the 8th position right now, locked in the battle for that with Chris White in the 83. So some good battles going on throughout the track. I think this is the best one on the racetrack right now. Paulison and White with the number 23 of Clifford up there right in front of them, Toby Ritters.
And there's the Danacar Sinclair Oil number 58 machine of Paulison. And speaking of Judd Wakefield, announcer jinx continues, Greg. He goes off track again in that 50 machine. Working lap 7, there is Chris White. Oil CWR Motorsports entry. Chris White picked up the race win at Charlotte for the Cup Series a couple of weeks ago before the Memorial Day break. We are back with the trucks after an almost 2-week hiatus for Memorial Day, as well as for observance of the Week 13 update. Breitzman, Gamble, West, Newton, Stabnow up into the top 5 in the number 24 4K Ford, trying to turn things around. Had some handling lever issues is what we were told, pedal issues on his truck number 24, the car, on Monday. Hopefully those problems are fixed. We've got a Peak machine in trouble. There's Tidrick again, the Superflow Silverado number 72. He struggles again, Greg. He'll keep on going. No harm, no foul. Remember, these drivers get one fast repair. You better use it smartly, and you better save it to when you really need it. When you really need to use it the most, for sure.
And a lot of drivers will hopefully be able to save that for the competition caution, which is going to be coming up here soon, but we don't know when, but we know it's coming up soon. This is a great battle between 4 trucks on screen right now. Ritters,
Kevin Smith, wow.
White, and Paulson. And Kevin Smith is making moves there in that 00.
I was going to say, man, keep an eye on Kevin Smith. What a run he's got going there. And that machine crossed the start-finish line. Another lap. We'll watch him. We'll keep an eye on him here. There's Chris White trying to close in on Ritters. Kevin Smith is in that battle. So is also Paulison. This is inside the top 10. James Thurston behind them in the top 10, but not in view. This is pretty much for 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th right now. 10th on the racetrack with Paulson. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great battle going on. 4 trucks, and they've been together for a couple laps now. This is starting to remind me of that battle that we talked about a little bit in the pre-race, and we saw for the lead a little bit in the Cup race on Monday between Tidrick, Breitzman, and Anderson, who's not here tonight. Wesley, Caden Anderson was on a 3-race win streak entering tonight, not here tonight, so we're guaranteed our first winner, not named Caden Anderson, in about a month. However, his race win streak will stay intact as First Flight goes for a ride over the Turtles. So,
man, can you call that a wheel hop?
Yeah.
Up in the air, Chris White sideways off that corner down the straightaway. He'll lose all that momentum. Ritter's by, Smith by, Paulson by, and they roar back into the Andretti hairpin to turn 1. Smith, Thurston on the binders, trouble Thurston in 2.
Oh,
keeps on going, no caution.
Oh,
we roll.
Ritters.
No. Ritter's in trouble. He'll fall all the way back to 11th. Lap 9 of 45 road course racing. Underway at Laguna Seca. We go side by side. You don't miss a thing. The opening laps. Okay, my apologies. We will step away for just a quick break to thank our sponsor, the Tom Denchel Auto Group, and return to the action here at Laguna Seca as we work lap 10.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
Back here at Laguna Seca. Working now lap number 10 of 45. Remember, lap 15 to 25, somewhere around that time, Greg, will be a competition caution. We do not know when. And normally, for the most part, they do not throw yellow flags here in road course events for the Northwest Cup Truck Series, except for that competition yellow. So you can suffice to say, expect that race to go green flag to the finish.
And we know that competition caution is coming sometime in the next 5 to 15 laps. We're 5 laps away from that window opening, 15 laps from it closing. We don't know when it is. One person does, and his hand is on the caution button, just waiting for that lap to cut.
Yeah, it's Charles Wooten. Our producer knows, he just ain't telling us. Nonetheless, Sean Breitzman leads. There's Robert Gamble sitting in second spot. There's Breitzman. Gamble right there behind him. Good run going for Sean Breitzman. Shades of what he did. And he's trying to do what Devin West did at Bristol and what Dan West Jr. did at Richmond. And that is to sweep the weekend. Sweep the events of the week here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca.
And would you at all be surprised to see Breitzman sweep on a road course, considering the season he had on the road courses last year, dominating the road courses in not just the trucks, but in the Cup as well, winning all but, I believe, 2 road course events on the season last year. It was a dominating performance. But look at this gaggle of trucks going on mid-pack right now. This is around 10th right now.
Ottenbacher, that driver right in the green and black 89, trying to push up back in the groove. Weasels in on to Paulson, between Paulson and Devin West. And he'll clear him. Ritter's back up there. Devin West and Paulison now having a little battle. Frank Harris behind him in the blue and white number 11. That's going on behind these drivers of Annenbacher and Ritters we're watching right there. Nice little 5-truck battle as they work their way up the corkscrew. Aiming for the oak tree, Greg, as you said. Jeff Stabnow called it. Working their way. The trucks here at Laguna Seca road course racing.
Carl Burke going off back in that number 53.
Uh-oh.
Was having a nice solid run before that. Up in the 6th spot. Now he's going to fall well outside the top 10. Tough right there for Berg. He'll have to fight back. And this could change some things here. That spin, Wesley, on the pit road, or the spin showed him in the pits. It registered as in the pits. So will he get an unsafe pit entry or exit penalty? And if he does, what will the admins decide to do? Will they override the penalty?
I would think that they would override that penalty. It wasn't like his intent was to come down the pit lane. We'll have to see as he stays on course now through the rainy curve. Snaking his way around to turn 11 back to start finish. And I don't think there'll be a penalty. I think he'll be okay. So we got Reckham though. Ryan Bloom with a problem.
Bloom again.
Yeah.
And he had fought back into the top 5 or top 10 after having that issue in the early stages, Wesley. So he's going to have to do all that work all over again.
Fell all the way back to 16th. Thurston running him down, and he's got Vinen in front of him, the Catman. Right there in the 333. He'll get out of the harm's way. Judd Wakefield with a problem, by the way. Still in truck number 50. But there's Vining's truck. Correction, that was Vining's 333. Vining and Wakefield, black and green trucks look kind of similar. And we got Frank Harris going around behind the WeatherTech Firestone Bridge. There you go. Somewhere between 15 to 25 laps, the caution will be displayed. And it starts next lap. We just do not know when. But we do know, Greg, Sean Brightsman has almost close to a 4-second lead over Robert Gamble in second in truck number 54 as Annenbacher and West work their way through the corkscrew.
Couple LSRTV trucks right there, winding through the corkscrew. And Annenbacher needing a bounce back run here. Up in the top 10 right now. Trying to fend off young Devin West. Try to catch up to BJ Tidrick. You see Tidrick right up there in front of him trying to reel in Kevin Smith. That's another good battle on screen. Here comes Devin. You got a nice run there off that final left-hander, turn 11, to get a run on the outside there of Annenbacher.
Certainly did. Back across into that turn, the Andretti hairpin. Ritters opens the door for Paulison. Inside, driver left. Clears him as they work their way through the hairpin.
Fantastic stuff there by Paulson to make that move. Textbook pass on the 23 of Ritters. Closing in on that window opening. When Sean Brightsman crosses the line this time, the caution window will be open. And he just did, as you see it click over to lap 15. We are in the caution window now. Expect the caution sometime in the next 10 laps. We don't know when it's coming, but we know it's coming soon.
At a random moment between lap 15 to 25, you will see the yellow flag. We will not know until the lights illuminate and we see the caution bar go yellow from green on the ticker. Speaking of a new ticker, let's show you that new one up on the top that we have. Charles Wooten and Rocket Media changing things up. Of course, there is the one we've always had, the traditional one on the bottom. But here is the one that we have just recently created from the top. Kind of like a lot of TV broadcasts, Greg. I like it a lot.
New toys here on LSRTV. Bringing you all the goodies here on your home for sim racing. And look at this, Wesley, for the first time tonight. Lap traffic beginning to come into play here.
Yeah, it's Judd Wakefield. Yeah, it's Judd Wakefield. The Vape entry has struggled all night in the 55 and the 50. And you were wondering if maybe, because there's Gamble and there's Dan West Jr. in second and third, maybe they would be able to, get out of harm's way, is obviously what Judd Wakefield's doing as the leaders are coming up on him fast and in a hurry. We're thinking maybe the lap traffic would hold him up, Brightsman, but that's just not the case, and allow an opportunity for Gamble and West to run him down. But honestly, he got out of the way and said, guys, have at it, and just continues to let Sean Brightsman open up this big lead, Greg, over the rest of them, now almost 4 to 5 seconds on the interval gap.
Definitely going to be interesting to watch how it goes. Battle for second on screen between Gamble and West. We haven't talked about Dan West Jr. yet tonight because he's been sitting in the third spot. He did not race on Monday. That was the first time I can think of that we ran a Northwest Racing Series race on LSRTV that Dan West Jr. did not compete in. So it was definitely kind of an interesting night on Monday to not have either the West family in there. And now Dan's sitting in third right now. So no doubt watched the race and picked up a thing or two from watching that race. He's able to apply it here in the truck race tonight.
Yeah, the father-son duo from Shelton, Washington are back here again tonight. And right now, Daddy West doing better in the third position, trying to run down Gamble for second. He went from driver left to driver right. He's got to run as they work their way through those sharp curves, through the rainy curve. Into turn number 10 and 11, they'll snake their way through the final curve of the racetrack. Down the front straightaway they come. And still, Gamble will hold on to P2 as they work their way back to turn 1 into the Andretti hairpin. And Gamble trying to pull away now from Dan West Jr. He'll scamper from him, but Dan West grilled him in like bait on a Pope's popper fishing lure hook. Just right there, just cannot seem to turn the key to open the door to go for the point.
That's the thing about road course racing, is if you don't make your move count, then you got to wait till the next passing zone. The good news about Laguna Seca is there's plenty of passing zones here compared to some other road courses. You can make a pass dang near anywhere on the racetrack. The problem is getting that momentum built back up to take your shot once again.
Somewhere in the next 8 laps, we'll see the caution flag. By the way, remember, lap number 23 is also halfway of this race. 45 laps the distance, 90 miles. So basically, this is about a 2-mile road course, if you will, Greg.
Just about a 2-mile road course here in Salinas, California. And you know who's absolutely hating the fact that there's a competition caution coming up here shortly? That 46 of Brightsman. He has a huge lead right now. So, well, it's not huge. You can see the battle for second going on behind him, but he's just on cruise control right now. You know he doesn't want to have that caution come out, but he knows it's coming soon.
There is Brightsman, there's Gamble, there's West, they're 1, 2, and 3. We're closing in on lap 20, on lap 18 now.
Now we've surpassed the caution mark from Monday.
Yeah, it was lap 17, I think it was.
Yeah, it was lap 17 on Monday, so we've surpassed that. We knew it was likely not going to be the same. It had a 1 out of 10 chance of being the same lap, and obviously that did not happen. And we're on lap 18, so we know it wasn't 15, we know it wasn't 16, we know it wasn't 17. 7 more laps in this caution window right now.
Well, I think, honestly, Greg, this is a lot of the shades of the race like we saw with the Cup cars on Monday where, you know, we saw a lot of drivers have some hiccups and problems and damage and issues, and they wait for that yellow flag to come out. When the caution comes out, they come down to the pit lane and they fix their repairs, make the adjustments, take on tires and fuel, obviously, fill up the tanks as Thurston outside lane, inside, driver left goes. Brightsman, he'll clear him, cross the straightaway. We work lap 19 and still under green flag conditions. But again, I honestly, this race has really reminded me a lot of what we saw in the Cup race on Monday, and a lot of calamity, a lot of damage, and then we threw the competition caution, and then, Greg, we got right back at it again, and those guys battled for the lead at the whip. What a show they put on. It was a great race before Sean Brightsman was be able to become the proverbial winner.
And I think we might see that here again tonight, because Gamble and West are not letting Brightsman get away from them. So I think we might be seeing something like that or similar to it tonight by the end of this race here after this caution, which is coming up sometime in the next 5.5 laps.
Working lap 19 of 45. Working his way down into what will be the corkscrew here. There it goes from high above. Our aerial coverage presented by All American Pools. John Brightsman. Yeah, Gamble's there.
Caution.
He just can't get him. And there's the caution. Yellow flag is out. This is for the competition yellow, as they weasel their way through that final sharp snake curve into turn 11. Down the front straightaway they come. The yellow flag is waving from Barton Milton Fife Jr. And the pace car will catch the field right about now, and we go under yellow flag. Greg, we knew the competition was coming. It's on lap number 20, 3 laps extra than the Cup race on Monday night.
So there we go. This caution will probably bring us to about the halfway point by the time we get back racing. So this will effectively split this race in half.
Obviously, the entire cavalry will be coming down to pit lane. (20 of 45, 3 to halfway. 25 laps to go if you're counting at home. And Greg, what do you think have we seen of the first 20 laps of this race here for the trucks? Thrills, spills, hairpins, corkscrews, and Sean Brightsman leading the way from the drop of the green.
Brightsman's led every lap thus far, but I've been impressed with how Gamble and West were able to hang in there with him. So curious to see what these new tires do for those guys in second and third. Gamble and West, curious to see what they can do on this restart. I'm not ready to count Paul Newton out of this yet either, the Daytona Road Course winner in the Truck Series. He's still in the 4th position. There he is, right there, catching back up to these guys. James Thurston is a lap down in the 2. So I'm curious to see where he goes. I'm not ready to discount that 81 just yet. Here we go, down pit road.
Pits are open. Here they come. Brightsman, Gamble, West, they're all in. Wakefield, Stab now. The entire cavalry will probably leave the pace car hanging except for James Thurston. But here they come. Pit stops just below the flag stand there. And work being done. Paul Newton, Daytona Road Course Beach winner. He's in the 81. Here comes Tidrick. Here comes Chris White.
Now, guys like that, guys like Tidrick and White, they're going to be happy to get this caution and restack everything because they both felt very confident about their chances at the road course tonight on Laguna Seca. However, problems in the early stages have hindered them and put them back near the field as you see the rest of the field snake their way on the pit road. Another one you just saw, that Monster Energy Ford, Ryan Bloom. He's another one, Wesley, who is going to be very happy that this caution came out because now he's going to be re-racked and restacked right where he needs to be to try to mount the run for the second half of this race.
Pit stops being made. There's Bloom. Ritters is in. Clifford. Paulison in the Dynaco Care Sinclair Oil number 58. There is Devin West. Frank Harris in the blue and white 11 on the upper left. And they all exit off pit lane. A lot of drivers taking on 4 tires and fuel, and what do you know? Look who come back out smelling like a red rose from pitting first, out first. Sean Brightsman in truck number 46. Sawblade, top 5, upper left of the monitor. We're under caution. And there they are with Sean Brightsman still leading the way. No change in the top 3 except Paul Newton and Jeff Stabnow, 81 and 24. Now up to the top 5. More coverage return. Laguna Seca, WeatherTech Raceway, LSRTV, and CRN Sports.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
Stop wasting sunshine. Today's the day that you can learn how you can slash your high electric bill. Ag Solar Solutions has helped farmers, we've helped business owners, and we've helped homeowners cut their high electric bills with a photovoltaic system. We do ground mounts and we do roof mounts. Now's the time to find out. All you have to do is send me a text to Mike Harold, the Solar Dog. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Here, by the way, the CMO Screen Printing Supply Incorporated Super Late Models and Super Truck Series begins next Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, right before the Northwest Cup Series on a 5-week mini summer series. LSRTV and CRN Sports will have you covered. Should be a fun time. All right, Greg. We're closing in on halfway. The field will get the 1-to-go indication at halfway this time by. What's your take of the first half of the race? Lights will go off on the Porsche pace car, and John Brightsman back out in the saddle in front again.
Well, first off, I think Dan West Jr. got a pit road penalty, Wesley, because he is coming down pit road from the 3rd starting spot. You just saw him cranking that hard left on the pit road. Yeah. He's not up in that 3rd spot anymore. I think Dan West Jr. got a penalty. That's going to change the complexion of this race for that 55 truck because he had been solid 3rd all night long. Now he's going to have to work his way through the field. There he is.
Dan West Jr. busted on pit lane for entering fast. And the thing is, and he's also taking on tires. He's making some.
So that was not a penalty.
Oh.
That was an extra pit stop.
So it was not a penalty on Dan West Jr. He just decided to come to the pits and try to one-up everybody.
Yeah.
We'll
I don't know about that.
Do you think we could? I mean, we got 21 laps to go. Do you think he could go to the finish? Do you think Brightsman and all these other trucks are going to have to pit before this race ends?
I think that might be what he's thinking, but we saw him go 20 with no problem, so I don't know.
Find out. Lights are off on the pace car. Ready for a restart here as they weasel their way through the corkscrew into turns 9, 10, and 11. And they'll come back to the Geico restart zone here at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. This is the final turn to turn 9 and 10. Whoa. Pace car will come in. Here they come. We'll rest our voices since we're after halfway. We kick the asphalt road course style virtually. The Northwest Truck Series back to green corkscrew style. See Sean Brightsman roar his way up the Andretti hairpin as everyone else comes cross start finish. Welcome back to coverage on LSRTV and CRN Sports. Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten, and Greg, we got 20 to go, my boy.
Closing stages. We're in the second half now of this one, and we have a new second place driver, Wesley, and it's not Robert Gamble or Paul Newton. It's the Superflow. It's the Cole Trickle entry there. BJ Tidrick has worked his way up to second. he wants a little bit of a rematch here with Sean Brightsman after what happened in the Cup race on Monday night. This could be a shot.
And might I add, struggled in the first opening 25 laps of this race. Dead in the back, and now plays possum, and he's up in the top 2. And there is also the road course ringer of Paul Newton, who won at the Daytona Beach Road Course back in March. He leads the number 3 spot right now over the man that was in the bridesmaid position, Gamble. And guess what? Dan West Jr. is now in the back in 13th, but his son, Devin West, is now the top 5.
Devin in the number 5. Quiet night thus far. We've seen him go off-roading once, but nothing too major. But here he is.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Newton sideways.
That was Gamble in the 54.
Possibly will open up the door to Robert Gamble. There's Ryan Bloom moving past Thurston in the 2. And also Chris White in the 83. Some damage on White's truck. The AMSOIL machine all beat up on driver right. Let's ride on board, Greg, and with Chris White, let's see what it's like to find the oak tree to the corkscrew, as you love calling it here at WeatherTech Raceway.
Hey, that was all the possum. That was all Jeff Stabnow that said that one. But yeah, let's do that.
But it makes sense though, right?
It makes perfect sense. Let's go on board with Chris White. We're coming up the hill right now. So get ready, because we're going to see the corkscrew coming up at the top of this hill right here. It's that little swooping left-hander, little bit of a right-hander right here. And then here we go. Slam on the brakes, turn to the left, find the oak tree. There it is. And there we go.
Honestly, all of your visibility goes away for like 3 seconds, 2 seconds. You just got to climb the hill and hope nobody's there.
Pretty much.
And then you work your way around turn 11 here and come back to start finish up on the rumble strips, or the turtles as we call them. 18 to go. Oh, that does not sound good.
Nope.
That don't sound good for Chris White. What you're hearing is the splitter that is dragging the ground on truck number 83, which honestly, Greg, can also play with your mind, because you might think you're having engine issues.
It very well could, and it's something that it has been a mind prank for some of these guys. Wow, look at the right side of that 83 of Chris White. That thing is beat.
Now in the pits, Thurston in the pits, Burke in the pits. By the way, could this be their money stop? By the way, I have been told Aaron Cooper, truck number 71, has not pitted this entire race, Greg.
That is incredible. In that number 71, 28 laps here since the drop of the green flag right now.
And still on the lead lap, might I add. Could he possibly have a wild card gamble up his sleeve that nobody knows about to pull an upset first-time winner in the truck number 71 here at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca?
He's going to have a lot of work to do, because he's currently being scored right around 16th right now or so.
There's Ottenbacher. There's White. There is Smith. All in this pack. Frank Harris behind them as well, and Dan West Jr. That's inside the top 10, if you will. That's actually 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Working their way back around. Hold on. Look out. Chris White sideways,
Everybody
almost lost
avoids
it in
him.
front of Frank Harris, and they all made it by.
Everybody avoids him, but wow. That was a close call.
That's worth a Pulse Poppers Fishing Lure instant replay in truck number 83. Let's ride on board, or at least see the camera angle on Chris White. Boy, oh boy, what a save in truck 83. Watch this, Greg. Set it up for us, my friend.
Our first Pulse Poppers replay of the night. You see him going into that left-hander, trying to reel in Ottenbacher. Gets off the track a little bit right there.
Lost
the
it.
thing just snaps on him.
And my question is this. We were talking about the splitter dragging. I wonder if the splitter might have had something to do with that cause him to lose that handling.
May have just snagged onto the dirt right there, and it just snapped on him.
Gamble up to fourth now, trying to run down Newton. Tidrick, the top three on the podium, along with Sean Brightsman. By the way, Greg, the interval now almost 10 seconds back. Tidrick to Brightsman, the leader, with now 15 to go this time by.
It'll be interesting to watch him unfold here, but Sean Brightsman's got to love seeing this. He's led just about every lap today. Number 46. In fact, I believe he has led every lap. Just trying to cruise it for 15 more laps, and he'll be sweeping the week if he can keep that nose clean. You see Gamble in the 54 has damage now on the left rear of that truck. Noticing a lot of drivers would venture the rear of the truck as this race has unfolded. A lot of contact between drivers in the braking zones. Very common to see that on road courses, but you see a lot of clean trucks up at the front, but Gamble, unfortunately, he's going to have to ride with that for the rest of the race if he wants a shot to stay up there, because if he comes down under green to take that fast repair, it's pretty much ending your chances at a win right there.
15 laps to go now here at WeatherTech Raceway. Cross the start-finish line. Now make it 14 to go. It's still 15 to go. My apologies. Sean Brightsman leads. Tidrick is second. There goes Dan West Jr., and he is trying to climb into the top 10 as he gets around teammate John Ottenbacher. Team LSRTV 89, the West Racing Double Nickel 55 of now. Dan West Jr. will move in to 7th. Ottenbacher will fall back to 8th. Up the hill they come. There we see Ritters, Greg. Here comes Aaron Cooper. After what, 30 laps, he finally comes down pit road, Greg. After a 30-lap stint, Aaron Cooper comes to pit road.
So we know how long, roughly, with caution, you can go. Nicely done, though, by Cooper. And we're taking a shot just to see what happens, though. Unfortunately, not going to work out for him tonight, but worth a shot to see what can happen.
I really wonder if he knows something we don't. Maybe Brightsman and him might have to pit again. We really don't know.
We'll see how these next few laps go. But I think right there what Aaron Cooper proved was you can't
You could go 30 laps. You could go 30 laps before having to pit.
You can go.
Well, that was an impressive run by Aaron Cooper. Somebody cheering on BJ Tidrick for Team Ramrod. Troy Daggett, normally in the 51 truck. You should be here, bud. Ritter's family, as always, cheering on Clifford, a.k.a. Toby Ritters. Slender Giraffe is in the house as well. And we're 14 laps to go in a battle for third, as you mentioned, Greg. Here they come.
Yeah,
it is the battle. Newton and Newton.
He is putting pressure on.
Gamble trying to come after Newton for that spot. 12 to go when they cross the stripe.
Just crossed the line for 13 to go, so Brightsman will be taking 12 to go when he gets back to the line next time. Here comes Gamble on the outside.
Gamble outside, driver right, got to run on Newton. He opens the door, but Newton will not go away.
Not this time.
Nope.
Ooh. Paul Newton with a bit of a bobble there, which allows Gamble to take that spot away, to see Newton with that little bit of a bobble there.
Gamble now back up to third. By the way, is that a Seahawk on the back of the rear deck lid of the truck 54?
Oh. Nah, it's Toucan Sam.
Toucan Sam. I knew it was something. I was just trying to get Greg to you know, growl because he's not a Seahawks fan. Why do you not? Neither am I. I don't like the Seahawks. I like the Steelers. What's worse? You and your Cowboys?
He's yelling at... Wesley's yelling at him again, but no, I'm going to have to side with Wesley there. The Steelers are not worse than the Seahawks.
Thank you.
You're talking to a guy who's a lifelong fan of a division rival of the Seahawks.
You're talking to a guy that's the fan of the biggest team in the NFL ever, the Steelers. We will ride or die again.
Ourselves here.
They are the winningest team in football ever. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just saying. Well, that's your problem.
I thought it was a college football team. I'm not going to lie.
12 laps to go. There's Ryan Bloom. Monster Energy number 25. He got himself a top 3 finish the other night in the Cup race here at WeatherTech Raceway.
Reminder, Wesley, he's gone off track twice today.
Yes.
And
yeah.
he's up to 6th now. 6th.
By the way, if you like road course racing, we are back at it again next Monday and Wednesday night. The Northwest Cup and Truck Series presented by Tom Denchel Auto Group will be at Sebring International Raceway in Sebring, Florida. That's going to be a good one, Greg. We'll check that off the bucket list.
Looking forward to Monday night. I won't be here Wednesday night. Got a problem with the ticket up with the kid that's about to turn 5. But, yeah, be here Monday for another one. And like you said, crossing off the list. First trip to Sebring on here.
Maybe we'll get David Polins to jump in and join us like he did on Monday. What a phenomenal job David did covering with us on the Cup event. And maybe he can fill in for Greg. As there is Toucan Sam and Robert Gamble. Number 54. He's in third. Laps are winding down. Tell you what we'll do. We'll take our final commercial break. We come back. We will take you to the finish here at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. Saw Blade top 5. No change in the positions right there as we get ready to bring this to the supper and the home stretch here at Virtual iRacing California.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
10 laps to go. Brother Tech Raceway, Laguna Seca. I'm Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten on the production chair. Greg Rentz is my colleague. And we are 10 to go. It has been all Sean Brightsman. He won the Cup Series championship last year. He about won the Truck Series championship last year. He won here at Laguna Seca for the Cup Series on Monday night. And Greg, he's trying to pull out your broomstick and sweep off weak in the hood and the corkscrew and the hairpin and dominate the Northwest here at Laguna Seca WeatherTech Raceway.
He'd be, what, the third driver to do it this year, joining both members of the West family.
He'll be joining Devin West, who swept Bristol on dirt. And he'll be joining Dan West Jr., who swept the weekend at Richmond.
Dan's done it twice this year, has he not?
And if I remember correctly, I think Dan West Jr. has done it twice. I think he did it.
I think he did. No, it wasn't Vegas.
No, was it Lake Peterson?
No, Lake Peterson doesn't run the trucks. No, I think Dan has only done it once.
Okay, no, it's not. Okay. By the way, Caden Anderson going off a 3-week winning streak with the series. He did not show up tonight.
He has 4 wins on the season, by the way, in the trucks. He is leading the series in wins now.
Who is? Sean Brightsman?
Okay, Anderson.
Yeah,
4 wins on the season. Las Vegas. Then he rattled off 3 in a row at Charlotte, Kansas, and Dover. Not here tonight, but when he does return to the series, whenever that may be, he will still have a 3-race win streak intact.
And by the way, Sean Brightsman, not only the points leader for the Northwest Cup Series on Monday night, as you saw in the point standings, and obviously with this sheer domination here in race number for the trucks, he is the points leader as well. Under 10 laps to go, 9 to go, now 8 to go when he crosses the start-finish line. Ready to bring this one on home for a midnight snack, since our producer, him, says that supper doesn't make any sense.
Sure, bud. Sean Brightsman just trying to bring this one home right now. He's just hoping to stay out of trouble for these next 7.5 laps. BJ Tidrick in the 72, about to go to battle with Gamble. Oh, and a little bit of a bobble out of Tidrick, and that's going to allow Gamble to close in just a little bit, but Tidrick fights off.
I was going to say, Greg, how about Tidrick? What a way to turn things around for him. Problems in the first opening 25 laps, and after that caution, the pit stop, he is right in the catbird seat, but so far back to Brightsman, it's just, I mean, let me just paint a picture for you. The interval is so far back to Brightsman. Okay, can we set up a start-finish line shot? Let's find the leader, Sean Brightsman. Let's find him. Here he comes. All right. So he's working his way, Greg, around turn 9, 10, 11. Here he comes to turn 11. Coming around lap traffic, sharp turn. There he goes. 7 to go. Now hold the start-finish line frame. We can't do that.
How about we pick up the 72 now?
Let's just pick him up now. There you go.
That's right where
so
we pick Brightsman up.
You just saw Brightsman cross the line, and there you see the interval between Brightsman and Tidrick. Right now, he is coming down the front straightaway. Finally, now, across the start-finish line. Greg, Brightsman could platoon off a wall, spin out like John Ottenbacher's doing, and he still has a good 20-second advantage before anybody could catch him.
We saw that actually come into play on Monday night. He had an off-road excursion while leading the Cup race, but had such a large lead that it didn't really affect the number 46's performance that or rest of the race. But I want to talk about the guy in second right now, Tidrick, in the number 72, as Ottenbacher gets it going again in the number 89. Let's pick back up that Superflow Chevy. There he is, BJ Tidrick. Talked about it on Monday. Talk about it every time we come to a road course. BJ Tidrick, he's an oval guy. IRL. In real life, he is an oval guy. Super late model, street stocks. He's been dabbing in some modified setups lately. He hasn't gotten to drive one yet, but he's been dabbing on that. NASCAR K&N cars, was a member of Jesse Little's K&N East pit crew back in the day. He's an oval guy. However, on iRacing, when he's not racing in the Northwest Cup Series or his own league, the Northwest Tour, the Super Late Model Series, when he's racing on iRacing, it's road course. He focuses on the road courses when it comes to official racing on the iRacing server, so not at all surprised to see him doing well here.
And there is Gamble trying to lure his way, running down. Stalking Tidrick. Just can't get there yet to shut him out. Closing in on 5 laps to go. Next time by for Sean Brightsman. There is the battle for second. And honestly, Greg, this might be the best battle on the racetrack, to be honest with you.
I think it is right now. And it's a battle for second position. Two guys who were in desperate need of a good run. And here they are, second and third right now. It's a ways back to Devin West in fourth. You saw the red truck just kind of squeaking through there. Just trying to hold off. Gamble right now is Tidrick. Up front, Brightsman, he's getting ready to come to 5 to go. He's just trying to click him away.
Through the corkscrew. 5 remaining now for Brightsman when he crosses the start-finish line, which will be any moment as we watch these drivers now fight and wrestle their way. There you see the ticker change on the upper left. 6 to go became 5 to go. That was the leader crossing the line. And now they're working their way back to start-finish. Almost 20 seconds back to Sean Brightsman. 19.421 seconds. 384, 364. And picking it up. The interval back from Brightsman to Tidrick. And the laps wind down here in the Tom Denchel 90 at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, Greg.
Just trying to click the laps away. 5 to go. Tidrick and Gamble in that battle right now.
Next week, Sebring International Raceway in Sebring, Florida. I've actually been to that racetrack before, Greg. It's like right there between Tampa and before you go down like to Miami. Out in the middle of the Florida state. Actually, it's more closer towards like St. Petersburg, like where the Grand Prix of St. Pete is. About an hour outside of St. Petersburg, Sebring.
Can't wait.
In the middle of Florida. It's down in southern Florida. It's before you get down to Clewiston and Orlando. Well, whoa, hold on there. Clewiston in Miami. That's what I was referring to. No, I didn't. Him. Hush. Race is almost over. 4 to go. I did not say Clewisland. I said Clewiston. Clewiston, Florida, Miami, Florida. And Sebring International is right down below there. And Greg, that should be fun because I think that is a debut for the Northwest Cup and Truck Series. They've never raced there before.
It is 2 weeks in a row that we have a debut here in the Northwest Racing Series. A lot of races on the schedule this year we're going to for the first time.
Yeah.
We got
Aunt Kathy, we got the Roval coming up later in the year.
been there before, though.
I know. I just wanted to say Roval because Aunt Kathy,
Yeah, you got
Aunt
Sebring.
Kathy's been missing in action for a while, though, Greg. I haven't really seen her in the chat box much.
Yeah, she's been watching. Just been busy with some other stuff.
Okay. Well, we just want to say hello to Aunt Kathy. Truck, yeah.
We got Sebring coming up next week. Pocono the week after that. Then we're off for the 4th of July. Boom, boom.
Yep.
Boom confetti is what they said
boom,
for that
boom,
one.
boom.
Then
Bang,
we go
bang,
dirt
bang,
racing on the 14th, Wesley. Knoxville. The Knoxville Dirt Bowl.
on the dirt. Yes, sir.
And then the newest track to the iRacing server on the oval side, Nashville Super Speedway.
Knoxville for Cup and Dirt at Knoxville for the trucks also.
That's correct. And then
It'll be
Nashville
fun.
the week after that.
Yes, check out Nashville this weekend for Father's Day. By the way, because I think this is the final races that me and Greg do for the week, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there, of the fathers that we have loved and lost and the fathers that we still have. Enjoy this with your family. And yeah.
We're not going there.
Just want to say acknowledge them and love to my dad, Billy. And, I know they only get celebrated once a year. They should be celebrated more. To my son, Nathan, being your father and your dad is probably one of the greatest things ever besides my career in life as a broadcaster. And 2 to go for Sean Brightsman.
I cracked on that one. Him got Wesley. Wesley, race fan.
My son does not want to strap me to a ceiling fan. It's just the cats. You know, it's only happened one time. Okay,
he's not done animal
it
control.
since.
We're gonna have to make a phone call to animal
There's
control.
no need to call damn animal control. I handled it. No, the cat's scared of him now. You're true. And the cat's scared of ceiling fans.
I wonder why.
Oh, goodness. Well, you want me to buy him an RC car from you so you can strap him to the ceiling fan. Strap the cat to the RC car. Sean Brightsman, ladies and gentlemen, working his way down to the corkscrew.
Brightsman trying
and
to
turn. Go ahead.
He's trying to bring it home and keeping an eye on the NBA conference semifinals. It's a good game between the Clippers and the Jazz right now. Clippers trying to bring it home without their best players. So Brightsman and the Clippers both looking to hold on here for the last stage of this race. White flag, CRN 1 to go.
The CRN 1 to go. Tomorrow night, round 2 of the North Carolina State Tournament. Clayton and Terry Sanford Bulldogs will have coverage beginning at 6:30 Eastern at wearecrn.com, and we are glad to be a part of the Northwest Series at LSRTV. White flag, CRN 1 to go. And Greg, final time. Let's go on board, shall we, with Sean Brightsman. Final lap around, at least to the corkscrew, for one more time. Sean Brightsman on the final lap, Greg, and it's his race to lose here in the Tom Denchel 90 at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca.
Just got to get one more solid lap in. And it will be...
He won the Cup race on Monday, Greg, and now he is trying to sweep the event, and it's not really trying anymore. It's about to become a reality and a feat.
Just got to get through the corkscrew, which he's coming up on. Here comes that little bit of a right-hander. And Shawnee just got to aim for the oak tree one last time. There it is.
Woo,
downhill
like
from here.
Going down a roller coaster, if you will. Into turn number 8A to 8 to 9. Weasels through the rainy curve, as they call it, for the final time. Sean Brightsman, defending Cup Series champion. Winner here on Monday for the first time. And he will go in the record books as sweeping the debut of the Northwest Truck Series and Cup. He wins here in the Tom Denchel 90. Sean Brightsman Your winner at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. Greg, here comes second and third. Finally weaseling their way around the final corner at Rainy Curve.
Gamble's going to take a shot. Tedrick's going to hold on.
Shut the door on him. Couldn't let him get there. And we got a spin in the back, by the way, in the top 5.
Cooper going around.
Oh, my goodness. Cooper went around in front of the field. Calls everybody to get on the binders behind him. And there you see Cooper down at the bottom limping at a snail's pace as Newton goes by. And this race is over. John Brightsman pulls out the broomstick and will sweep the debut of the Northwest Racing Series for Cup and Truck here at WeatherTech Raceway, a.k.a. Laguna Seca. He'll work his way back around, Greg, and you know what's coming next, brother.
The most fun celebration on iRacing.
You don't see it anywhere else but on here.
The Northwest High Five.
I call it the bonsai. The bonsai 5.
Brightsman gets it done, sweeping the week. The third driver this year to do it.
Yep.
And no surprise, he does it on a road course.
And by the way, Greg, he's also the points leader for the Cup and the Truck Series.
He is. A great season for Sean Brightsman.
Celebration begins. Here comes Brightsman down the straightaway. He'll start to light him up.
But how long does he get?
Where's the cavalry? Oh, he lost the wheel. Or was that a cone? That's a cone.
That was a cone. Starting the celebration now.
Here they come. They're coming after you.
You can see him in the back. Da-na.
Look out. Well, he says, I'm going to come to y'all. He ain't afraid. What is he doing? What are we seeing here?
I don't know, but
is he playing possum?
Oh, Dan got him.
No, that's not good enough. We need more.
There it is.
Oh, there you go. Campbell puts him on his lid. Devin West sends him flying through the air, end over end, rolling down the pit entrance. Pit exit, if you will. Still, oh my goodness, they took out the pace car. Oh, well. Listen to the calamity, the demo derby. Look at these guys, man. You know what? I'd love to have a race one night, Greg, where we have like a bonsai high five Northwest special where we basically put these guys on the racetrack and the sole purpose is to wreck your opponent.
Oh, we've done it. We've done it. It's called Smash to Pass.
But we need to broadcast it. Smash to Pass would be cool.
We do need to do it. All right, looks like the celebration is concluded. Wesley, let's take a look at the unofficial race results presented by Sawblade.com.
Smash to Pass, whether it's on an oval, a road course, a fun time here in the Tom Denchel 90 at Laguna Seca WeatherTech Raceway. Sean Brightsman, the winner. The interval, almost 24 seconds back to BJ Tidrick and Robert Gamble, second and third. Devin West is fourth. Daddy West behind him in the top 5. Paul Newton, Ryan Bloom with his issues, still 42 seconds back. And Frank Harris with a nice run. He'll finish in the top 10. 11th, John Annenbacher. Kevin Smith, another solid top 10 for the driver. And the Tom Denchel Automotive 00, your top 10 here at Laguna Seca.
Rounding out the second half of the field is going to be Toby Ritters, the final car on the lead lap, in the number 23. One lap down was Stephen Paulson in the 58, the Dinosaur on the number 58. Aaron Cooper, Chris White, Judd Wakefield, your top 15. Drivers that did not finish the race were James Thurston, Jeff Stabnow, Carl Burke, and James Vining. Tyler King did not start the race.
When we come back, we will, and Stephen O'Hare also did not start the race too. So 2 trucks, Tyler King and Stephen O'Hare, teammates, I believe, unable to start the race for this event. When we return, we will talk to the top 3. Greg, I do got to let you go, though, bud, because I know it's time for shut-eye in your part of the neck of the woods. Always fun working with you. What do you think of the Northwest Cup and Truck debut for the first time at WeatherTech Raceway? And, of course, Sean Brightsman sweeping the week. Third driver to do it.
Two great races here at Laguna Seca. I hope that this track just earned itself a permanent fixture on the Northwest Racing Series schedule, because that was a lot of fun to watch. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting back here again with these guys, and hopefully we get a couple more cars out there, because this produced two great nights of racing here on LSRTV. If you missed Monday night, you can catch it in the archives. What an incredible week of racing. Sean Brightsman winning both races, but that was an awesome week. I hope that this racetrack just earned itself a spot in this series moving forward. That was a lot of fun. Sebring next week. Looking forward to another first-time track.
Be a fun time. We'll have it for you here as always on LSRTV and CRN Sports with coverage of the Northwest Racing Series presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group. Speaking of Tom Denchel, we'll thank our sponsor when we come back. I will grab a word with the top three and wrap it up from virtual Salinas, California at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, where Sean Brightsman sweeps the debut of the Northwest Series here for the first time ever.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
Tom Denchel Auto Group 90 in the books here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Welcome back to coverage on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. For those that are listening also on the Community Radio Network at CRN Sports, Greg Wentz, Wesley Outland here with you. Charles Wooten in production, and we're going to wrap her up here and talk to our top three. Third place going to Robert Gamble. Man, I'll tell you what, it was so close trying to get that final curve on Tidrick. But, man, a good finish for you, Robert. This has got to be like a win for you. You specialize in the road coursing realm. I got to take it you like this place here tonight.
I do. I like this course. I like road courses. I do. I tend to do pretty well in them. But yeah, a third place in this series with these drivers that we have is like a win. I mean, these guys are some of the best, and I enjoy racing with them each week. And when I can do well like this, it's very good.
Yeah, I mean, you normally. Just sometimes we see you have mechanical issues or in the back or have problems, get caught up in accidents. You really shine in the road courses for sure. I mean, this has got to be a confidence booster for you moving into not only a top three here tonight at Laguna Seca, but also moving into the trucks at Sebring next week as well for Cup and Truck.
Yep, Cup, Truck, and ARCA this week. So looking forward to Sebring. It's going to be hopefully another good finish for us. Like I said, I really enjoy the road courses, and I like Sebring too. It's a lot different course, but I think we got a good setup. Just like to mention the setups from the Major Series, Majors Garage that did the setups for this week, and they've just been fabulous. This car, the ARCA car, they've been really, really good.
Fun times exactly for Robert Campbell. Robert with the Toucan Sam on the truck. Thank your sponsors, man, and we'll see you at Sebring next week.
Sounds good. Yeah, just Tom Denchel Auto for sponsoring our series. You know, it takes sponsors to put all this together and pay your hefty salary. Just want to say hi to my mom. She's out there watching, so love you, Mom, and we'll see you on Friday.
Robert Campbell. Probably one of the best finishes of his career in the Northwest Series. He'll get a top 3 here tonight in the debut of the Northwest Series at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. Runner-up has not been to victory lane in the Northwest since he won at Darlington for the Cup Series last year around this time. But he does finish second here tonight and redeems himself after some problems at the beginning. BJ Tendrick, Superflow, Days of Thunder, Cold Trickle Colors. Man, talk about just the turnaround. Had issues at the start of the race, but settled in, got yourself the bridesmaid spot. Second place. I know they say it's not the winning position, but a good run for you here for what would be the debut here for the series at WeatherTech Raceway.
Well, before that, we had a great battle Monday night, Sean Caden and I had a blast battling with those guys. I work on race cars in real life, but it's all oval track stuff. But on iRacing, the oval track stuff kind of gets kind of boring. So I've been doing a lot of road racing, and I love it when we get to take these the NASCAR cars and trucks to the road races. And we had a phenomenal battle last night or Monday night, and had an absolute blast. But I completely blew it. The problem, no, I don't want to say the problem, but one of the most appealing things about this series is these cars and trucks are so difficult to drive. People that are watching don't I don't think they understand how tough this is to hit those marks over and over and over. And even throughout the duration of a run, the truck or the car changes so much. You know, your brakes and where you were downshifting 5 laps ago, 10 laps ago, that point has changed because you'll start chattering the rear tires and you don't have the acceleration off the corner. And it's such a fine line. And man, Monday we had such a phenomenal race. I did not expect that from this kind of a hair trigger type track, but Sean gave me a lot of leeway behind me, which is nice. But and then to come back today, I only ended up getting like 6 laps of practice. I was late getting on here, so I kind of shanked qualifying and thought, well, as long as we have that competition caution, I could screw up pretty royally the first half. As long as I'm on a lead lap, it's just time to learn. So I made a couple mistakes early, but the biggest thing was making sure that I learned from those and I didn't repeat those in the second half. But I really commend these guys on putting that competition caution in there, because before on road races, if you had a bad start, you were pretty much just along for the ride for the rest of it. But this has really giving you a second chance, and what just a phenomenal series. Tom Denchel Auto Group bringing this all together, and I think it's just the most fun thing on iRacing that we do, besides the Winter Series.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And man, I'll tell you what, looking forward for the return of the Northwest Super Late Model Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products. Hopefully that all gets put back together and comes to fruition during the winter months, normally around October, November when that thing launches. And that's definitely one fun thing. Hopefully it'll be on LSRTV again, too. But I'll tell you, BJ, man, the battle between you and Robert Campbell, he was coming hard after you held him off. Talk about that on those last couple of laps. And after that, thank your sponsors in closing, my friend.
I tried to keep the tires on the truck a little bit better than I did the car yesterday. I just blew the tires off it Monday, and I saw I can't remember the 80. I think it's maybe 81 behind me, and I kind of started to distance himself. But then I knew once Gamble got around, I was going to have some heat, and I just hoped that I could stretch it to the end of the race without making some silly mistake. And he put the heat on me, and I told him post race, I'm like, man, you had me sweating. But luckily, he's a really nice guy, and he had a move on me a couple of times there, and I was able to squeeze him a little bit, and no contact, no blood, no foul. But I've raced with him a couple of times, and he's always been a strong competitor, and I just love this series because there's so much talent in here that you don't get to see normally, and just a phenomenal series. But I will say again, thank you to the Tom Denchel Auto Group and the guys that that the sponsors that come on board. I know there was the cookie place earlier this year. All those people, they all make a big difference because this is a kind of an expensive thing to put on every week. And I'll be honest, being an admin myself, it is kind of a headache. So these guys are completely underpaid for what they do, but just a phenomenal series. Biggest thing is I'd like to thank everybody that's watching. I know there's a lot of people that tune in, some of my buddies as well. I'd like to thank all those guys, Robert's mom for watching, just a bunch of great people out there keeping this thing going.
Yeah, I couldn't say that better. BJ Tidrick again settles for the number 2 spot. Final interview, the winner, Victory Lane, Sean Brightsman. He won the Cup race on Monday, the debut here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. He wins tonight of the Tom Denchel Auto Group 90 here at Laguna Seca. Broomstick time for the man originally out of Puyallup, Washington, down from the Cactus Lone Desert of Tucson, Arizona. What a job. Sean, congratulations to you, man. Sheer domination in Truck 46. Definitely, big congrats to you sweeping the week.
Yeah, thanks, Wes. This Bryce Boutique Toyota Tundra was on rails, and I honestly, after practice last night, I didn't see this happening. So worked real hard on the setup before race time and really got it dialed in. Felt pretty good and confident, and it definitely showed during race.
Well, you won the race for the Cup Series on Monday. Obviously, there's different changes from the open setup to the fixed setup for the Cup and the truck. What did you change on the truck for this race tonight, or even similar to what was on the car on Monday for your win?
Probably change camber and springs the most. And maybe some of the gearing. I can't remember what gear was in the Cup car, but really it was just about getting it to settle into the braking points properly, so that way it wasn't trying to swap seats with you and the rear end come around you. So once we got that figured out, we were able to kind of put in some smart laps and get away from everybody and kind of just, I'd say ride, but I tend to continue to push myself because you just never know what you're going to battle. Like Monday night with BJ, we had a great battle. And if I just, on these times where I have some gaps, I try to beat the lap that I put down the time before. So without getting too crazy and off track, but try to keep that speed up no matter what. That way I'm keeping that rhythm.
Another thing that I got to throw out there, and I don't even know if you realize it, Sean, man, what a season for you. I mean, you won the championship in Cup last year. You about won the championship in the trucks. Dan West Jr., your teammate, got that for West Racing, but you gave a hell of a fight for that. But right now, as we approach week 14 of competition next week at Sebring, another track we've never been to, Sebring International in Florida, you literally are the points leader for the Cup and the Truck Series in the Northwest Racing. What does that mean to you as we approach the summer months of racing and down to the stretch of the postseason coming very soon?
It's I can't say it means a whole lot, but it means more than being 12th, right? So being atop the standings, you've got some wins, or you're running that smooth during consistently throughout the season and coming up to the chase. So you should be fairly locked in, less worry, less stress, which is sometimes all you need in this is just less stress to run smart and smooth. So that it really comes down to a good mindset and helps me focus on each race and not worry about the chase or the championship or anything quite yet. So I'm just putting down laps, trying to get some wins, and just trying to beat the competition, because it's these races that we have big gaps like this doesn't happen often in our series. So it's just these guys are fantastic drivers, fast and competitive. So.
Well, bud, before I let you go, thank your sponsors. It's on to Sebring next week, and congratulations to you, my friend.
Thanks, Wes. Just got to thank Bright's Boutique again. Check us out at Etsy shop or Etsy.com/shop/Bright's Boutique. Got to thank the Tom Denchel Auto Group. Check them out at TomDenchelAutoGroup.com. BJ made some great remarks there. We should thank all of our sponsors, all of our fans. So I got to thank Northwest Sugar for coming aboard for a week there, a race. Got to thank LSRTV. You guys are amazing. We love you on the truck, and we love watching the races afterwards. Got to thank Outdoor Cast Iron Cooking, I believe, or Cast Iron Cook. Check them out on YouTube. Look forward to next week at Sebring for another hopeful dramatic Monday and maybe dramatic Wednesday, hopefully.
He becomes the third different driver joining Dan West Jr. and his son Devin West to sweep races in the Northwest Racing Series presented by Tom Denchel Group for the truck and the cup on the same week. The driver out of Puyallup, Washington, originally down from Tucson, Arizona, Sean Brightsman, wins here in sweeps racing, WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca events, and tonight for the Tom Denchel Auto Group 90. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage on LSRTV. The next product event will be the LTAC Cup Series. That'll be on Friday afternoon, along with the action of the Northwest ARCA Series. That will be at Sebring. That was kind of hinted on a little bit earlier. The other announcer staff will be there for those events. We'll have it for you on LSR TV. And, of course, tomorrow, second round coverage of the playoffs on CRN Sports as Terry Sanford Bulldogs host the Clayton Comets to move their way in to the Elite Eight in the baseball state championships on CRN. We are CRN.com and, of course, LiveSimRacing.com for all the information. For everybody at Rocket Media, for Jeff Stabnow, for the producer, Charles Wooten, for Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations to the Broomstick Band, Sean Brightsman, dominating here from WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, and we get ready for Sebring International next week with the Northwest Racing Series presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group. Happy Day to all you fathers out there. Be good to one another. Thank you for watching.